I have started to upload some of Marathi Graffiti. I think I have this thought to actually do two versions of the record. One is a sort of demo collection with piano, which is just my general thing, just simply because that's my instrument. But I really want to try and do some disco. Actually, I really wanted to make it into a disco album. So my thought was to maybe do two versions, as I say. One is this one, which will be the demo, I guess, chanson, whatever, like that, piano ballad sort of version. And then the next one might be with my mate. We might be able to do like an electronica disco version of it. So that would be really cool if we can do that. We'll see. But yeah, the other thing is, of course, I started sort of really out of the blue, actually, since we last spoke. The Sufi of Bihar, because that was actually going to be called the Ghazals of a Pale Mughal, not Mongol, Mughal. And then I was going to do one which was about I've started it actually. It's the first album I did actually. I was thinking now, which is called Baku and Mike, which means in Kannadigan or Kannadian, it means the language they speak in Karnataka in southern India, middle of southern India. Baku is cat and Mika is a goat, and this was the names that we said in bands. I mean, I kind of question this now as I say this, because I think to myself, my God, I imagine if like, because like in terms of, I don't know if he was being funny or if he really did feel like his totemic animal was a goat. I don't know. Maybe, or maybe he was just being kind of funny. Like, I'm very, very bad at reading if people are being funny like that, like sarcastic or ironic or something. I don't think so. I think he actually did mean it. But I don't know exactly why. I asked him at the time in bed, but I don't. I mean, that was 3 years ago, people. It was 3 years ago. I don't remember fuck me. I remembered a monumental amount, like more than an average normal person would. But I just can't remember what his justification for saying that his animal was a goat was. I think it was because it was an animal which was very stable and very strong, and that it can climb up the mountainsides and things like this. But also, it's sort of something which is really familiar. I think also in the Deccan Plateau and in Karnataka, or perhaps all just really in India, right? Both like the cow, like it's everywhere. I think they're kind of everywhere. And so anyway, and so I thought to myself, oh, okay, that's really really fascinating. For me, it's really fascinating. But then I guess it's also the entendre of, the double meaning that it could be also a man who is quite sexually, what's the word? Because we call it like men who are quite touchy-feely and quite, like, they really go for it, they grope you, and things like this. They're very, very sexual, like very, like it's like it's very overwhelming, almost like the scent of a goat is very powerful. We call them goats, like an old goat, like an old man, like a horny old man is a goat, like an old goat. So I kind of found it funny, like this as well. And of course, I'm the Beku, I'm the cat, because that's sort of, as I've explained before on this channel, my sort of animal is I feel more feline in nature. I feel very sort of, I'll just observe something, and then just like it's sort of, I feel that all cats are sort of autistic, although that is anthropomorphizing the feline community species. I don't know about that, but of course, I think they have many attributes which could be considered, in some respect, autistic, and maybe there's a sort of correlation there in the human mind, in my mind anyway. But I also like cats. I kind of feel like I just have a direct affinity to them. I don't, I just understand them. I don't need to, in some way I sort of just get dogs. There's not this, I don't wail in a pussyfoot around them. It's sort of, you just sort of go, well, you're a cat. You most of the time want to be left alone. I get that. I don't want to be touched. I want to be left alone. If I want something, I'll let you know. Meow. Like that. It's pretty simple. Yeah. Whereas I feel like dogs constantly need attention. Dogs are very jealous and very attention hungry, especially in a pack. My God, are they? You show favoritism to one dog, and the pack can just turn on it. If it's not the alpha is not the right word, but the head of the pack. If he's not the leader of, not that it works like that anyway. If you watch dogs, there's usually a leadership that changes. It's not always stable. Sort of like humans and their leadership. Hey? Oh dear. But anyway, so but getting to the Sufi of Bihar, actually, I've made a drawing which I've yet to colour, but I thought, well, I'll use it whilst it's black and white. And as the front cover for this album, this record, which is sort of about, well, it's not sort of, it is about the kind one, who was that EP I did a while ago now. I can't remember. I mean, within this year, as all the music is. Anyway, and he was really a sweet guy, actually. And I just sort of, I don't know, it just sort of cooled down a lot, When I went to Adelaide, actually, I was talking to him a lot on my, just over, I think, WhatsApp or something like this, or Instagram, I can't remember, both. And he's like a Bihari by cultural background. So Bihar is a big state in India, but it's not in the south, it's in the north. And it's like north, east. Like, west is not the right way. West is Gujarat and Rajasthan and all this. No, so it was east towards, we get mucked up because, of course, of West Bengal. But then West Bengal is actually just west of Bangladesh, I guess. So, because it used to be a thing, and then East Pakistan, all this sort of thing, and let's not go into it. Anyway, babaz. So yeah, but he grew up in Kolkata, so it was sort of like that. Like he's sort of was a guy from Kolkata essentially, and my auntie is also from Kolkata, so it's kind of interesting to me. But he's not a Bengali, whereas she is. But anyway, I wrote this. I'm writing it. But I thought I would do, because he is a Muslim, that I would do it about that. Well, not about that, but inspired by that. And also, he really liked Sufi music and Sufism, and so I quite like it too. Actually, I found out a lot through, well, not through him actually at all, because he only just showed me one or two songs, but through my own research and interest. And so I went into the sort of Sufi hyperlink vortex of just the interwebs and the capacity of YouTube to show me all this brilliant music, which I didn't know really existed. I mean, I knew it existed, but I didn't know that it. I couldn't appreciate it as perhaps I can a bit better now, I hope. So in sort of the sort of solipsistic arrogance that seems to pervade my entire existence, I'm attempting now to actually create Sufi music as an unbelievably white person. See? So I think what I shall do is do that and just experiment with the Sufi of Bihar. It's quite a dramatic picture actually, and it does have a cat in it actually. I don't know if his totemic animal was actually the elephant, but I put an elephant in there anyway because it's just unbelievably Indian. So I just thought, well, instant association. I don't know. Is a cat considered to be? I think it's ancient Egyptian more than English or something. Definitely not Australian. So I don't know what I'm doing. I should have put a kangaroo in there to represent moi. But probably not, because I don't know. It's a kangaroo. I mean, maybe like when I'm dancing, I look like a kangaroo, trying to unravel a deck chair, maybe. But I don't know. I don't know, baby. Shit. Anyway, so yeah, that's gonna be quite a long album because I want to split it and have it half sort of sounding, well, as any of my music can sound anything that approximates what it's actually trying to be like, which is hilariously part of the fun. Like, for example, L'homme de tête de chou and the man with the head of a cabbage sounds nothing like the man with the head of a cabbage, because that's why I called it the man with the head of a cauliflower, because, I mean, it's the same songs, but there's nothing like Serge Gainsbourg. But, yeah, I mean, that's reimagining something, right? It's not easier. I mean, maybe it's easy in some sense, but it's also kind of harder because I'm trying to reinterpret the way to do it, what I want to say, like, all of it. But anyway, with this, it's not the same thing. It's just in the sense that I'm trying to reinterpret Sufi music, which could be slightly blasphemous. If there's like a buzzing in the background, that's just the heater I just purchased finally, so I don't freeze to death in this house. Yeah. So sorry for that if you can hear it. The other thing is, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Marathi Graffiti. Oh god. So the Marathi Graffiti, yeah, and then I think to myself, I don't know if I want to also incorporate aspects of punk with it, because it does make me quite angry and sad, but I don't really want to focus and lead my music or my life with anger or sadness any longer. I want to lead it with love, and so, but that, it takes quite a lot of, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps type thing and just trying to grin and bear some of the pain, But also process it in a way that's not so vitriolic. I feel like I could be very vitriolic with some of my music, and perhaps in some I have either I don't think intentionally, unintentionally I was going to say. But I don't really want to be with Marathi Graffiti, because I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. In the sense, like, he didn't punch me in the face or something, or try to take me. So it's just proportionate to then make an album about, like, fuck yeah, because how does this work? As a, like, don't know. So, anyway, trying to figure it out. That one. Third one is, Becky and Miki, what I was describing before, yeah. So that one, I don't know, that one is, because I meant to say, that's the first record I ever wrote, right? But it's not the first one I made. That's Cats, by Baudelaire, which is simply just taking Baudelaire's poetry and putting some like shitty piano over it. And that's at the very beginning of this YouTube, will be Chats, but Chats of Baudelaire, the Chats of Baudelaire, Chats, which French is chat, not chat is something else, but chat is cat. So that's what, so there you are, right? So it's kind of a nice little loop that now this album is not in French, but rather in, it's not going to be in Kanagan, but it's going to be, the title will be Kanagan words. That is, cat and goat. So, there you go. And I think, for me, it's, I was going to leave it a bit longer, and I mean, I don't know if I will. I mean, I kind of feel like it's a very, pertinent one to me, very poignant, I should say. But, at the same time, I think to myself, well, but I don't know about the future, and la la la. And so I think there's no time to wait, so I just have to do it now. Actually, I saw something on Instagram today which was saying along the lines of, you should just about, I don't know, creative people, I think. But you should take time, you should chill out, and you should rest. And I was thinking, like, fuck. Even when I was, like, sick, hacking up a cough, I still did, I was sick when I did, oh shit, what was it? Oh, Iridescent Panther. So I was completely sick doing that. You can hear it in my voice when I'm speaking. Completely ill, really, really sick, with just a few weeks ago, with that. Not really, really sick, but sorry, but sick enough. But I didn't leave the house for the better part of a week. Um, but I still, I still did that because it's not that it's like, wow, I'm so great, I did a record and now it's like barking cough. No, it's more, I just have to do it. It's like writing or like art or something. It's not an addiction. It's not addictive. It's like a compulsion. Like you can't not do it. I can't not do it. It's like dancing or something. It's like, I think ultimately, like I said in another video, I think ultimately it's a kind of stim to use the psychodynamic framework, lens, whatever. Yeah, I think it's sort of like a stim, actually. I mean, singing is, for me. It's just a way to... That's why some of my songs have this repeat flow to it, where it's like 20 or 30-second long. Because it's really just a sort of... It's just a melodic chant. It's a melodic, not chant, but a stim. And so for me, it's like that. I mean, I don't... as I say, I really don't treat this so seriously at all. I mean, I treat it, I think, serious enough that I'm investing hours and hours and hours of my life each day into it. Or at least every week. I mean, at least 40 hours. But, it's something, I would prefer to be doing this than, I don't know, like, carrying, like, bags of gravel, or, washing fucking dishes, or, whatever. Which is, again, like, part of this Marathi record would be about looking at this aspect of class, looking at this dichotomy, for me, in my perspective, which is in a real one I can speak from or of, which is the migrants, migrants that come, okay, whatever, migrants, always migrants in this country. But, especially this new wave of migrants, right, there's not enough time for them to assimilate, and so it's like overwhelming, it's like a tsunami of people coming in, and Indian people are extremely, because of the lateral elements of India where they come from, it means that they're very, very, what's the word, like, very stubborn, very pig-headed, they can be very arrogant, they can be very demanding, right, all of these things. They can also be very, very, extremely beautiful, like, not beautiful, like that too in the face, but I mean, like, in their hearts, very generous, very, affectionate, very open, actually, in many ways, that we're not, or white people are not, I really, it's that thing which is so enticing about them. It's this, like, goddamn paradox, this goddamn dichotomy of these, like, good and bad aspects of them. You're such an arrogant fucker, but at the same time, damn, you're so nice. Like, you're so affectionate, you're so something. And, it's bizarre, because you're like, I fucking want to, like, strangle you, but then at the same time I want to, like, kiss you. So it's, you can see why I'm, like, slightly addicted to these individuals. And why I'm making this, like, stupid music is because there's something about them which, I mean, I can articulate it, you can see, but it's more, I don't know. Save me from myself. I mean, I'm writing a song called Hey Bagon Tale, which is like, hey, God, beat me up, like, take me now. Which is kind of a joke, really. It's like, oh, fuck, like, I can't believe you just said that or something. Yeah, I mean, it's like that. I find them, not, I mean, the ones I've met, these attributes. But I was gonna say about the migrant thing. Yeah, well, it's just that thing where, in terms of the class dialectic, of course, you can't come here from India unless you're middle class, right? Really, actually, upper middle class, because this is a very expensive country, and not to mention, like, living here, right? Like, cost of living, but also all the visa money, all of the payments for study, all the payments for whatever, like that. So I'm like, this is as if explained in our previous monologue. This is my big, big problem. And I think I was talking to my friend the other day, and he has also been with certain people from a certain place. I don't know why I'm getting coy now, after that whole extrapolation, but anyway. Why am I so bizarre? I don't know. Is that yeah, because but he's actually a migrant also. He's from Italy, but it's that thing where I'm from not the scrape of the bottom, but I'm from not so far away from the bottom of this society. And I don't know. It's that thing where I thought for a long time that that's what it was. That because they were from a country that was also kind of poor, this and that, whatever, which was completely wrong. But anyway, live and learn. Um, that they would be more like I would relate to them more. That they would be more authentic. They would have more character. They would be more about belonging, and about community, and about like that, like being intimate, being authentic, and being vulnerable, and becoming part of like a real friend or a real lover. Um, but of course, that's perhaps my own naivete, my own ignorance of the conditionalities of why they were here in the first place, right? And it's like, shit, damn, wasted like 7 years of my life. Well, no, I didn't waste it, I shouldn't say it like that. But it just, I wish I had. It's always the way, right? This is like life. You always know things in the future, and you always have regrets. Regret is always a concept of the past. So what to do, right? Well, fuck. What to do, I guess, don't fall in love with, like, middle class people from a different culture from you. And, I mean, not even fall in love with middle class people from my own culture. Because, like, that's. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a real. Life. Life's such a weird thing. It's such a weird thing. These revelations. And actually, I'm going to write up a thing and then probably upload it, which will be highly controversial, about homosexuality and narcissism and the maladaptive behavior of so like all these things I touch on, not to even calculate into all of this, middle class migrant whatever, homosexual dynamic, which is a whole other headfuck of stuff. It's a whole other clusterfuck, and but yeah, I mean, I'm not going to talk about the experience of migrant or middle class people and homosexuality, but just as a construct right now, how it actually is in Melbourne, or how it is in Australia, the West, whatever. From what I've read and gathered as information, and it's from a psychodynamic perspective. So I don't know if I will upload that today, because it will just be me talking for 20 minutes probably, much like this, but you won't see the visage. It will just be my elegantly annoying voice. But yeah, I don't know. I'm doing these things, the Sufi one and Marathi Graffiti, and then now, I don't know why I started doing it, but anyway, the Mickey, sorry, Baku plus Mickey. I've discovered that Clo gets rid of mold, so that's good. I won't hopefully cough as much. That was, I think, the first cough in this video, so well done me. But yeah, and oh yeah, why I started the Mickey thing was simply because I'm talking about him a lot in the last few videos, so forgive me that. But also because I posted on my Facebook a link to the first kind of album of this about this individual, and I wrote a longer kind of address, like a longer, post, I guess. But it wouldn't take it. I couldn't fit it all in. Like, it wouldn't go and do it. It wouldn't post it. So then I had to edit the shit out of it. And I thought, I don't want to waste this, because that's rather alright, actually, to articulate quite succinctly what this whole thing is about. Like, also for myself, right? Because a lot of this is going to just, hello, future me. It's really just for me. Yeah. This is weird. It's weird. But anyway, that's what it is. Yeah, so I have recorded that, and that's up as introduction to Mika, actually, on this YouTube, this channel, and so that's sort of why I'm doing that. I just sort of, I don't know, maybe it's the time to do it. I guess so. It's in my head. I really need to. Because it's so distinctly in my head. I really need to work through. I think these ones are probably for my own mental health the most important. And I can't. I shouldn't wait to do all this other work and then towards the end, like I had in my head, towards the end, just do like this last Miki one, and then the one I've called the Last Indian, which is totally someone else altogether. But no, I don't think what's the point in waiting. So I think I'm just going to do it now, and yeah, try and see, what comes out of it, because I've been sitting on it for the good since the middle of 2020. I created it, so wow, yeah, since I was sick in this time, I think July actually, or just before, maybe June, 2020, in the lockdown. Fuck, that was intense. But yeah, and so yeah, so I have it. So I'm gonna just do it. Like all the albums I have now coming out will be original ones that I already have been sitting on, essentially, like a little nest egg of lyrics and stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So yeah, stay tuned. Subscribe for that. I don't know. Right, so cringe. Okay, thanks for watching. I was gonna read all of this stuff, and then I didn't get around to it because it's already gone for 26 minutes and it's ridiculous. Okay, goodbye.